right, ladies and gentlemen, code breakers around the world. Logan here, Decode Your Reality. Nice to have you here. Thanks everybody for all your support. Got a really fast presentation. I've been wanting to do this one for some time. And here we go. Fukushima Decoded. Remember, I can't even talk. Remember this incident, March 11th, 2011. Kind of fascinating since COVID-19 was declared a pandemic on that same exact day. But nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, let's jump right into this and we'll talk about why this happened. It was a result of a natural disaster, an earthquake. The plates slipped, causing a massive tsunami. The wall to protect Japan and the power plant wasn't tall enough, and the water went over the wall, caused an electrical shortage, which caused the chain reaction, and the rest is history. So we're talking about organic, ladies and gentlemen. It's all organic. Anyway, this is the element, the long-standing radioactive radioisotope cesium-137. They're still finding it in the seas. Here it is right here. The radiation is found in the fish. They raised the bar in Los Angeles all the way across the water. Many, many years ago, I was living in LA at the time. They raised it just because the radiation was coming in. But it was really, it came down to cesium-134 and 137. 137, 30 years. Here it is. The half-life of cesium is 30 years. So the 134, that's already gone, 2.7 years. But the cesium-137, 30.04 years. So that's the big marker. This was the big concern. It still is the big concern. Cesium-137, and you're going to see how that's going to play out. So let's go right to the astrological chart. This is the chart for September 11th, 2011 at 2:46 p.m. in Japan, where the Fukushima was located. And I'm going to show you how this element, cesium, is connected right to the sign of Pisces right here. Pisces being a sign of water, the tsunami causing an electrical explosion, which caused the power plant to go up in smoke. And you have big heavy hitters here in the sign of Pisces during this event. We have the mighty Zeus, we have Mercury the trickster, we have Uranus, the OG, and then we have the mighty Helios, the sun. And, remember, the sun in Hebrew numerology, it's called Shemesh, has a numerical value of 55. So cesium, of course, comes from the Latin word cesius, which means the sky and the heavens. So it has multiple meanings, but in this case, through chemistry, cesium being an element that causes cancer. And you're going to see how that is going to play out through this presentation. So here is the nuclear power plant. I want to look at the construction beginning time frame. This would be linked to the conception in your astrology, kind of the spark that starts you. The spark that created the nuclear power plant, July 25th, 1967. That means that when it happened on March 11th, it was 43 years old. So we're going to go to Solar Spread 43. Here is the card for July 25th, the 3 of clubs. And there it is right there. And we're going to look to the Uranus space, because you're going to see how Uranus is tied to that cesium-137. Uranus is, of course, radioactive, right? Natural through fission, but you're going to see how it's going to play out here. And there is the Uranus card for the 3 of clubs. It's the 9 of spades. We look to the tarot, it's the 9 of swords. And this is exactly the energy that was displayed on that day and moving forward. A lot of sleepless nights, a lot of worry, a lot of anxiety. Yeah, because we live in through a scripted reality. And then here, March 11th, was the 3 of diamonds. Same exact situation. The Uranus card is the 9 of clubs. We have a pair of 9s and a pair of 3s. There's that 9 of wands, which obviously tells you that we're still standing. We're still here. There are people still living in that area of Japan, but it's just now contaminated with radiation. And then we have a pocket pair of 3s. So big time heavy hitters here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into the Chinese. If you fancy the Chinese, how embedded this is into this event. What I have over here is the chart for Fukushima, and then right here is the starting point for the Year of the Rabbit. In 2011, the Year of the Rabbit started on February 3rd. February 3rd, the sun is right about in this position in Capricorn, and the rabbit is the 4th zodiac sign in the Chinese. So we always start with the first, the rat. We go to the ox, the tiger, and the rabbit, and we just overlay that on top of that chart right there. And you'll notice that the rabbit is right here, and it would be connected to Taurus. And what is sitting in that astrological sign of Taurus? The moon. Now, what is the ruler of Cancer? The moon. Cancer is the 4th sign. The rabbit is the 4th sign. See how they just all mesh up. And again, ladies and gentlemen, this element, cesium-137, causes cancer. Okay, so why the moon here? Well, because the moon runs the tides, it runs water, and that's why the tsunami happened. So the moon starts to play out here in this whole entire scenario. And all we have to do is go back to Solar Spread 43 again. This thing was 43 years old from the conception day up till the radiation accident on March 11th. And then we just look to where the moon card is, and there it is. It's the 3 of diamonds. It's the card that sits immediately to the right. And of course, the 3 of diamonds is the card for March 11th. You get the pocket 3s there. And just let's not forget those 9s sitting there. So it really kind of comes down to the Astro-Alchemical Cosmic Codes. Those of you that have finished the Spotlight course, or you're taking the Spotlight course, you know how valuable this is. It's an amazing tool to use when you put it in its proper perspective. It gives the human design the most accurate, most precise readings that you can possibly get. And so for the July 25th, 1967 astrological chart using the Astro-Alchemical Cosmic Codes, we have Chiron sitting in gate number 55, element number 55, cesium-137. There it is right there. The Chiron, the wound already matching up. The wound for the Fukushima power plant was sitting in gate number 55. It was destined to have this wound. The wound being radiation, cesium-137. But what makes this so important, so massive, is that when you go to the March 11th, 2011 astrology chart and you put it into the Astro-Alchemical Cosmic Code, there's Uranus sitting right in the same exact spot. So Uranus and Chiron sitting in the same exact spot. Uranium, cesium, Chiron, the wound. So when you bring this back to Solar Spread 43 again, Fukushima power plant being 43 years old when this whole incident happened, here is the 2011 March 11th card, 3 of clubs. I'm going to go backwards. I'm going to reverse engineer it. We're going to go, and here is the Chiron card that's connected right there. We normally go forwards, but when we go backwards, what this is indicating is that this is the boss, and the Chiron card for the 5 of spades is the March 11th card, the 3 of clubs. The 5 of spades in the tarot is card number 55, which matches that cesium-55, which is the radioactive radioisotope still lingering in the air, still in the ocean today, cesium-137. And on top of that, ladies and gentlemen, it is card number 44 in the French Gregorian system. 5 of spades is, and when we go to the numerology, we get those big ones. If you're wondering what that word is in Hebrew, that's called Satan. Satan. Yeah, so what is the devil? Cancer. What are cancer cells? They're dark cells. They're death cells. That's what Satan is. Cancer is Satan, folks. That's what it is. It's caused by what? Many different things. Even they give you radiation. They spray radiation at you to kill the cancer cells. It's such a paradox. If you just read this, a radioisotope unstable, right? Health risks such as cancer. Going back up to the Chinese, the rabbit The year of the rabbit tied to the moon right here. The moon is the ruler of Cancer. Cancer is a water sign. The tsunami caused this whole incident, which is caused by an earthquake. Earthquake, Taurus, an earth sign. The tsunami is water, the moon, Taurus is earth, the earthquake. Right there. So when somebody says this was a man-made event, or people say that man or woman are behind this, you can tell them and show them this. And clearly this was an organic ordeal, ladies and gentlemen. Organic. Okay, so now you know what Satan is. In our world, it's tied to Cancer. One of the layers of it. There you go, Fukushima Decoded. I hope you like this one. Very easy, very quick, but very powerful. To show you how powerful the astro-alchemical cosmic codes are, tied to the cards, tied to the tarot. And I hope all of you are going to move towards the Spotlight course so you can figure out your code. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you go, Fukushima Decoded. That's all I got for today. My name is Logan. Decode your reality. Until next time, we will see you later.